We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Josh Horn with us from Social Security, taking your phone calls. The number 737-7587. They're beginning to come in, Josh, but we got lines open. If you have questions like the last woman, unfortunately, we weren't able to help her much except to say, don't give up when you're applying for your disability. Stick with it. And if you have questions about Social Security, now's your chance. Jump in. Let's go next to Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi there.
Hey, how can we help you?
I'm 75, so I've been on Social Security for quite a while.
Okay.
And this year my statement had extra deductions called IRMAA and MAGI. I've never seen that before, and I wondered if you could explain that and tell me if it's something new or if they just didn't do it before.
No, thank you for your question. That's actually something that's a very popular topic right now. We basically every year they look at your tax returns from the year before last to see if we need to apply what they call income-related Medicare adjustments. And that's what the IRMA or the IRMAA, you see that on your letters. But that's basically, they came out a few years ago with a law that says if you have a higher adjusted gross income, which is the MAGI or the MAGI, the adjusted gross income on your taxes, that you should pay more in your more for Medicare than somebody who doesn't have as much income, and so those are coming out. Now there are certain life qualifying events, such as if you stopped working, or you retired, you lost your job, different things like some life changing events, marriage, divorce, and things like that, that you can apply for a decision based on last year's tax returns rather than the year before last, which is typically what it's based on. And so every year about this time we start having a lot of folks that, if they retired from their job or they had some kind of one-time income, they'll try to apply for a new decision or an exemption. Sometimes we're able to do that, sometimes we're not. We see a lot of those start coming in January and February based on that. So if you feel like if there's some reason that that we should use a newer tax year, then you can apply for a new determination.
It is amazing, and people like Linda, as you would expect, really scrutinize, and they notice if there's something new on there. So will that show up on every one of her checks now?
Right,
something along it'll be
exactly. And the letter that she's referring to, just a whole bunch of just started coming out.
Okay.
Just saying, hey, we've looked at your tax records for this next year, because every year it's a new decision every year.
Okay.
And so we actually have a lot of folks who went through this whole process last year and said, hey, I should this reason or that reason, and I shouldn't be charged this much for Medicare, and we got them a new determination. Well, that's a new determination every year. Okay. So every year in December, these letters go out, and it's additional deductions for Medicare out of your Social Security check.
Okay. Rarely will you get it where it goes up.
Oh, check. Right, yeah.
That doesn't happen,
sorry,
unfortunately.
Yep.
All right. I hope that was a good explanation. Let's go next to Carol. Hello, Carol.
Yes.
Hey, what can we do for you, ma'am?
The deduction for Medicare medical insurance on my husband's went up from $108 to $131. I read in the AACA magazine that it should be the same from last year.
Well, so we haven't really determined yet what the cost of living changes or the increase for Medicare will be for this next coming year. It could be either the income-related Medicare adjustments we just mentioned. If you're changing plans, and sometimes people don't realize. I mean, if you change prescription drug plans, sometimes it'll go up or down, or different things like that. So it could be a couple of different factors why it went up.
All right, because I was wondering, I was going to ask the last caller, and now she illustrates it. So that's an extra almost $30 a paycheck or so coming out, or not paycheck, Social Security check coming out for this, and that's a shot all of a sudden. I mean, they're paying a little bit more on this, and a lot of these folks paycheck to paycheck, or and they're budgeted. There's just no way to really prepare for that, I guess. I mean, I guess you should think about, you don't know if it's going to happen until you get the notice, and then all of a sudden, well, how am I going to make up that lost shortfall on my check?
Right, yeah, and then what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to bring a little bit more information. I don't have the numbers right in front of me about where the break-even points are,
Okay.
and so I might mention that a little more specifically next time because that is a popular topic, especially hitting January, February, where folks are coming out. And you're right. I mean, it's all of a sudden in December
sure.
you get a letter that says, hey, we're going to charge you more, and it could be 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks
Right.
more, in some cases even more than that, based on what your taxes were a couple of years ago or year before last. So, you know, that definitely makes a big difference.
All right. I have a feeling we'll probably hear more calls on that, you know. Just let's go to Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good. What can we do for you?
If I had a doctor that told me he didn't want me to work anymore, and how would that, if you had a doctor saying that, how's your chances of getting your disability?
Well,
That's a tough question to answer. You know, doctors can you know, they can say, I don't want you to work, but that doesn't necessarily translate all the time into meeting Social Security disability criteria. Now, we would definitely want to list him or her on your application when you send that in, so that we can get the medical records and see what specifically is preventing you from working. You know, I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt to have a doctor saying that.
but why did he say that?
I had surgery on my neck, and it's not healing like 3 bulge discs.
Okay, so all right.
With 3 bulge discs, and they went in and put hardware in it, and it ain't healing right.
Okay, I see. So now part of the issue here may be too that hopefully she does heal up and it gets better,
Exactly.
right? And then they'll, you know, you're not going to get it if they think it'll improve. So yeah, just the doctor alone isn't what you need to have there, but obviously your condition. Now, if you've got a bad condition in your neck, then yeah, you go ahead and I would say go ahead and apply for your disability. If you're not working right now and you've got a messed up neck, now you'll have to provide the medical records along with what the doctor said and fill everything else out. But if this person hasn't filed yet, go for it. I mean, if there's a neck issue that keeps this person from working,
yeah, there's no penalty for
Nice.
applying and being
for
turned
it.
down. But I will say that the other thing about doctors is they may say you can't work right now, but is that for 6 months, 3 months, 9 months? You know, if you've got an injury that's healing more slowly than expected, but it's going to heal in 6 or 8 months, that doesn't meet the year criteria that we've talked about, where you have to be disabled for a year or longer. Social Security is a long-term disability program, very long-term disability program, not really designed for anything
Right.
less than a year.
right. All right, so that's how it shakes out. But definitely look into that. I think you have something to work with. And then as he said, it doesn't cost you any, it costs you some time. Time and effort to go ahead and apply. But other than that, it doesn't cost you a thing. Let's go next to Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, how can we help you, Jerry?
Well, I got a question about the 2%
Cost-
increase you're supposed to get on a Social Security check.
Okay.
I got a letter through the mail, the way I understood it. The 2% raise I was supposed to get went back to Social Security. Is that correct?
It went back to Social
Meaning that they said, well, you're getting a raise, but we're collecting it. We're not going to give it to you for some reason?
That's the way I understood the letter.
Did they say why, or maybe you know the answer to that? They didn't say why. Did you owe something, or is there some cost increase for you?
No, sir.
Okay, well, what do you
Yeah,
think that
the
could
only
be?
thing that comes to mind off the top of my head, it could be maybe something I'm not thinking of, but you know, there was a few years where we either had no cost of living change or very, very low cost of living change. Seems like every year, but the Medicare premiums go up. And usually about this time of the year, we talk about how even if the Medicare premiums cannot go up and more than what you are going to have in cost of living, because you're protected from your benefits going down because of Medicare premiums. So if your benefits are $1,000 a month and then Medicare is going to start charging $20 more, you know, as their base amount, your benefits aren't going to go down $20. You're going to be protected at $1,000, but that's still out there that you're really supposed to be paying $20 more every month for Medicare. And so if you get a cost of living increase, you may not actually see it because it's going to go towards that Medicare that you're supposed to be paying, but you're not paying because you're protected from your benefits going down. I don't know if I explained that very clearly, but
Okay.
you know, every year we talk about that your benefits can't go down because of a Medicare premium increase, but it's still out there, that the fact that it is higher and that you're not paying that amount. So the 2% may actually go towards, his benefits still won't go down, but it's actually going to go back towards Medicare.
Okay, so that's a tricky one to figure out on that. But your understanding is that that can happen. It's whatever. He's not being punished or somehow he was overpaid. It likely has something to do with maybe Medicare. Okay. All right. That's a tough one, Jerry. I'm sorry about that. And if you have more specifics in there, you can call into Social Security. Maybe they can call up your record and tell you specifically what they see and what it goes for. I mean, I can't imagine they just send a note, you're not getting your 2%. They didn't explain it. I don't know. Maybe he didn't understand what they explained, but that's all it said. That's crap. Okay. Yeah. You guys need to explain why he's not getting his 2%. I'm not saying maybe he didn't read it right, but if not, you got to explain what's with Social Security. Explain it, dude. Right? Come on, Josh.
Yeah. Hey. Well, our notices should be, sometimes they explain and you still can't understand.
Yeah, and if that's the case, someone can maybe walk you through that, Jerry. It's a fair question. Let's go to Jeanette. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi.
Hey, what's on your mind?
If you have a house that you want to sell, and if you sell it, will that cause your Social Security to be decreased?
Okay, are you collecting full retirement Social Security? Are you on disability, or what's your situation?
Full retirement.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. If you're past your full retirement age, then it's not going to make any difference on your Social Security retirement benefits. Now, depending on how it's counted on your income tax, and we've been talking about the Medicare adjustments, a couple years from now, you may see that because they're going to use this year's tax return that you file in the spring. They're going to use that here in a couple years to determine if you need to be paying more for Medicare. And that's some of those life-changing events or one-time payments where you can look into and see if maybe you can get a different decision if it was the sale of a house or something along those lines. But it won't actually affect your retirement benefits at all.
Does that make sense, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
You bet. I mean, you go ahead and sell that. The money's there, and your benefit level will stay the same. They may look back later to see if there's something, that puts her qualifying in a different category for what she pays for Medicare.
Right.
Okay, but beyond that, that's what it is. And I didn't know if that's selling of a house. It's not earned working income. It can be any type of income, I guess, right? Okay. Hey, look, on that note, we got to take a quick break. Let's take a break. When we do, a bunch of you waiting on hold. We got a few lines open. We'll take your calls between now and 9 o'clock. We'll help as many of you as we can. At least we'll give it the effort. We'll be right back after this.
This is